Alright, let's get ourselves started here this morning. Continuing along in part 2 of season 14. No toy gets left behind Toy Story season. We find ourselves here at chapter number 4, Battle at Sunnyside. So there's some races to work on here this morning, so cruise on in and see what we can get done. Alright, first race here, Forging Head, classic race. And first of the average challenges, get that going. Now win the race, activate 5 manual boosts, and use 3 backwards skills. Okay.
Just watch the hat, okay?
This ain't my first rodeo.
Let's make a good option.
You bet I'm on it.
Watched Toy Story 3 last night. Nice. Always fun to have an excuse to watch the old movies and whatnot. One like Toy Story, eh? That's what those movies are about. Yep. 3 was the last of them that you've seen and haven't seen. 4, and I think they have the 5th one coming out here next year, if I remember that properly.
Don't nobody cheat now.
Here goes nothing.
Maybe someday. Backward skills. Backward skills. Manual boost. Backward skills. Got those done. Get that. Concert art of the movie. Interesting. If I was close enough behind me to get hit by those. Toys versus tech. Yeah, that actually seems like kind of an interesting theme. The modern day shift from action figures and dolls to the iPads and video games and whatnot. That should be interesting. Oh. You never know, they might ruin it, huh? Disney has a habit of doing that, yeah. It's always especially a funny thing with like a film series that's been going on for a long period of time. It's like the Pirates of the Caribbean, for instance, was a pretty well received for like its first trilogy, and then they started doing a lot of the other extended films afterwards, which weren't nearly as popular. It just kind of comes and goes. Sometimes it's nice just to let the story run its course and find other things. Right, that ends up being one of those divisive things, especially with the nature of anything that you do is like a remake, whether it's in a live action or like in a video game standpoint. You do not just like a graphical upgrade, but a full. Let's build it from the ground up over again. Like you do something like the Final Fantasy VII remake, you get some people that are really fond of the designs with like the combat system and story and whatnot, and other people like, I don't know why you had to change everything when they liked what it was the first time. So especially when you're trying to remarket something to a modern audience and all that type of thing, then it's not the same. CGI in it, yeah. It's hard to get lines and whatnot to act as well as you want to. Lion King always felt like a funny movie to do as a live action remake in that regard. And like Beauty and the Beast and stuff wasn't so bad, although still that's a heavy amount it's gonna want it being. Computer graphics with all the furniture, characters and whatnot. Yeah. On the whole, it's always just an odd approach to make a cartoon live action because there's so much about an animation that just doesn't translate into a realistic setting. There's a lot, so yeah. I do remember that ending. It was nice. That's where kind of set it up in a weird way to function as a trilogy at that point, where you just kind of have more of a dramatic tone to finish it off. Toy death, yeah. That side effect, much like with Pirates of the Caribbean, they're like, "No, just keep it going." Like the fourth movie that kind of pulls away from the earlier arc they were doing with the films up to that point. That's always the strange nature if you try to really draw out the narrative in any kind of story like Star Wars and so on, where you get the original Star Wars trilogy and then kind of throw it back and say what happened before the prequel trilogy, and you're like, and now what's been happening ever since the original trilogy, and then it doesn't always land as nicely because it just feels like the story has somehow not been thought out as well as it could have been. It clearly had a beginning, middle, end, and then we somehow decided to extend it past the end, and it somehow feels unnaturalistic when you wind up doing that. But it is what it is. Popular series, so gotta make money somehow. Alright, continuing along here to stage number 2. Shifting gears, last race, win and stun 3 opponents with skills. Do that so I can try to remember.
Got any critters that
You're
look
honestly the
right
easiest person to do that with.
away? Oh, I'm readier than ready.
Almost as nice as the Incredible.
Finish line, here I come.
Here goes nothing.
Trying to go slow enough so I can. With some folks around, I can actually target. There's 2. Well, sorry, 1. Now we're shielded. There's 2. Okay. 4. I only needed 3. Systematic torture and mutilation of toys, yeah. I'm going. Yeah, is the double crossing thing I think we were discussing one morning is what really made him a significant villain character in that film. Alright, continue on here to stage number 3, Cityscape, last race. Win, slide on grind pipes for at least 3 seconds.
Don't worry, worry. I know just what to do.
Oh, making friends.
I'm just happy to help.
Let's go. Yeah.
They've doomed themselves.
Ready to grab the grind pipes. Primary goal here. I'm actually surprised that they haven't didn't otherwise bring the character back in any of the other films in some form or fashion. Not that necessarily. Ah, that was right. Yeah, that brief appearance in 3. Yeah, that's what my brother just mentioned, yep. I've only ever seen the 3rd movie once, so there's a lot that I don't remember about it. Alright, so moving on here to stage number 4 then. Shifting gears, last one standing, and our next Arby's challenge. Win the race, go through 8 speed pads, and drift for at least 15 seconds. Be able to do all that?
I've been known to win a race or two in my
Never
time.
been seen. I presume he's still out there somewhere.
Stick with me. You'll be fine.
It's a character to work on, so I just guess I'll just go with Woody.
Of course, no problem.
He likes to go through speed pads. Mister.
This is what I was made for. Well, this and playtime.
What's up that? Ah. Ah. Well, I shouldn't have fun with the speed pad and stuff. The main issue is going to be whether or not I can actually win the race. Pretty aggressive over here. Hey, how often that happens. Where as soon as I get something like that, it's like, sweet, this will protect me, and I start mashing the X button and use it. And then, instead of being able to actually do so, I end up hitting you with something at that exact moment. It's like, well, and that had priority. Yeah, like that. Try to dash and be like, nope, you got hit first. Now you can dash. Thanks.
Oh, nice job. Heads up.
Almost done.
All right. That was my kind of rodeo.
Ooh, boxes. What's in those? And some shards of Franger. Crew shards for Chuckles. And keep our way going forward here. Stage number 5, Shipwreck Slalom. Loading objects race. Win and stay in the air for 6 seconds.
They don't call me Sheriff Speedy for nothing.
And any particular main character I need to play as, so.
We have a heading. Just to be clear, you all have heard of me, haven't you? Shall we?
Oof. Get enough air off that. Step right into the box there. Miss. Yeah, which is where I recall them. Both of them picked up from, but I sat there, I had a chance to do that one. Rather than knowing that's where Forky's from, I don't really know much about the movie. Okay, keep moving along here to stage number 6, first mystery race. Extra crew shards there to get for those 3. Not so much for sparks, but upgrade coins as well. We need to do some races with this stuff, or seasonal missions, so
Hang on.
the
I
opportunity
like
to
to
do
go
that.
fast. Time to show 'em what I got.
This is gonna be rough.
Okay, on 3. 1, 2. Got it! Going for it.
Too close to the wall there. The drift. All the road. Reindeer, yeah. Good. It's a little bit too much zip from that sometimes, especially around the turns. Here, nope, slam. Timing is important. Alright, great coins. Next site here.
Ice is my life.
Good luck, everyone.
Okay, on 3. 1, 2. Make way.
Hasn't been in the exact same stage.
Here's nothing.
Just be different. Use charge room.
I could use a lift. Oh yeah. A little help here. I could use a lift. Wait till I tell the trolls.
It's fun too. Check move got delayed again. Weird. And they can't quite land on what it is they're trying to do with the film. That or they're just not able to get the folks together that they need to work on the project. Sometimes that happens. Get certain actors in there to start doing voice recordings or even motion capture for like a CG movie then. Can't quite get the scheduling together that you want. It's always something. Alright, so this next stage here, number 7, Ancient Ruins, cover match race, win, use 5 charge skills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep that count. I think so. Besides all the litany of spin-off related films like the Puss in Boots, we got several things and all the TV shows and whatnot, but
Just watch the hat, okay?
good morning there, Sluggo. Always good to see you. Welcome, welcome.
I can
And
look after myself.
happy Friday. Friday!
Yeah, you want to
Smell the excitement.
I'm big enough on it.
Not have anyone in particular I need to race with? No, I need to do something like unders. One of the challenge was. I don't remember what it was though that I needed to do, but that's actually a lot of it too. They do that a lot with video games as well, where note the release dates for upcoming games and whatnot, and they'll try to shift around their own release schedules to accommodate when certain games come out because they don't want to have to risk competing, which sometimes can make sense. I'm one of those people that doesn't traditionally buy video games every single week because the side effect would be more likely to pick up something once a month or whatever. So if there were several games, like for instance this month they had Donkey Kong Bonanza, but then they also had the next day Shadow Labyrinth. Back in Metroidvania there, so unfortunately got put on the back burner in favor of picking up a copy of Donkey Kong Bonanza, so I think it was Mario Wonder. Then that came out. It was also the same day that one of the Sonic games launched as well. Then they kind of blamed some of the lack of luster reception on that as a result of multiple things being launched the same day. Good morning there, Zindu. Good to see you as well. Happy Friday. It's nice being able to see you here in the morning a bit more regularly. Friendly face cinematic squeaking. Yes, I want to be certain Austin happy birthday. I don't know how old they are. Probably be a nice thing to ask. How old are you today? Alright, we'll move along here to stage number 8. And the ball, classic race. And our last set of outreach challenge for this chapter. Race use 3 backward skills, then bonus 3 times. Okay.
Time for a good old-fashioned round.
It's Jesse again. 22. Nice. We move past that age of practical adulthood. Kind of the little threshold is like 18, 21, and above. Sorry, I need to actually start taking people out. Surprised I'm not taking more people, but this seems to be there's one. It's right around where Zindu is, huh? Really aggressive sideswiping I do always makes me chuckle. I don't know how to turn it over. I was like, hello. I think should be good. They weren't really high numbers, so. And I getting represented, yep. I got my present. Nice. It's fun to get stuff like that right in early in the day. I had time to enjoy. Ready to get all kinds of things that folks can usually want. Just get my age, and socks and clothes are always a nice thing. Alright, that's squared away. And the next set of boxes we'll buy. I mentioned earlier today. And a few shards for sadness. I can actually use those. Oh, nice. Makes it a lot nicer to play some of the old N64 games, especially if you want all of the nostalgic fuel tool. I don't have the expanded Switch Online to play the N64 games, but a couple on there that would be always fun to check out. The GameCube ones, they started expanding a bit more here on the Switch 2, just added Chibi Robo to the list there. Folks were pretty excited about that, most especially like retro enthusiasts, because the collector value on the old GameCube games like that ends up being pretty high, so it's a lot easier to access it on a system like that than trying to buy a $700 copy off the internet. Sonic Racing Crossroads, I'm actually looking forward to that too. I'm debating about whether or not we'll pick up a copy ourselves, but we will see. Yeah, I've played Chibi Robo before, so it didn't really matter to me, so we got sent on the shelf over there. It's most all the GameCube games there, because that was one of the first consoles that we actually bought with our own money at launch, so we actually got a decent game collection on that, because I was old enough to have money. Before that, most of our really older ones, like the SNES and N64, were pretty slim comparison. Really good at day one. Yeah, that's always nice. There's certain games I've played like that in the past where you get right in on the ground floor of the multiplayer and you can actually do surprisingly well. It's until like the game's been active for a year or two and then suddenly you go like, welp. You know, day one, nice. I miss Pokemon XD. It's one of the few Nintendo games on the GameCube we don't have. Was probably one that I think they actually added on the GameCube Switch Online, from what I remember. At least it was upcoming, it wasn't currently there. Monday's wedding anniversary. Congratulations, isn't it? Man, a little later in September. Lots to look forward to then. Maybe Tuesday there in September, so nervous. Bruckner, happy birthday there. Alright, keep ourselves moving along here this morning. Moving on to stage number 9, Down to Earth, Classic Race. Win and use 3 unique skills. That should be alright.
Got any critters that need wrangling?
I should say our stream anniversary is actually coming up later here this month. I want to say it's the 27th or 28th. I don't remember the exact date, but it was one of the later days in August. Maybe earlier than that. Need to double check. It's hard for me to know the exact date that just doesn't quite written down, but yeah, oops. Wow, that sent me back a lot further than it should have. Yeah, Twitch has this pretty little achievement system, so one of them had to do with. Oh. I'll actually get talking once I'm not trying to worry so much about what's going on here. Yeah, achievements is for doing streams and whatnot, so one of them is for like your first stream or whatever, so as a side effect that would have been the first day, so I can double check the date stamp on that to remember exactly when it was. It used to go by when I had the video highlights still in Twitch. The old one from the very first stream, which was Dauntless. But I don't have that on Twitch anymore, so I can't use that as a point of reference for the date. Rubbing in my face, yeah. All that FOMO. So, you've been enjoying that new game? I don't have a Switch 2. Oh, too bad. Yeah, it's never fun. in one game. There's a lot of nice improvements to get for, even just from a performance standpoint. Like the Disney Speedstorm here runs a lot smoother with the Switch 2 update, and then a couple other games we've dabbled with. Like, Fall Guys runs a lot nicer as well, and even something like Vampire Survivors is a lot cleaner when trying to do some of the really heavy explosions of pixels and everything that game does. Some ways it's worth it just for that, especially if you, like me, and needed to swap out the aging one. Yeah, I heard some places that it's starting to go up in price, especially if you're trying to pick it up secondhand or anything else. Then is that for about scalper pricing and whatnot? So eventually it'll get down in price someday, but might not be quite as soon as a lot of people were hoping. Yeah, they increased the price of the original one as well. That they did. Not quite as high, but that they did. Alright, moving on to stage number 10. So there's a circuit, fog challenge, win and drift for at least 15 seconds.
Figure out an angle. Always.
Remember, a hero's only as good as his last time.
Going once,
With
going
these.
twice. Good answer.
I have wheel switch. Don't need another one now. Ours got pretty old, so we needed to swap it out for quite a while. So Switch 2 was finally there. Opportunity to do that. Was that or pick up one of the low LED models or whatever, but I feel like knowing the Switch 2 of some sort was coming down the pipeline, it was something just kept holding off on for a long time. Hades is fun, but the special skill's kind of boring. I don't have anyone to interact with it. I'm really surprised that doesn't take those out. There's a lot of hazards like that that you can actually take out with the shuriken and mines and fire explosions and whatnot, but they're a little bit more intense. To avoid the lightning. Yep. Enough. There we go. Finish using up skills there in the Hercules racing stage. And that means we can continue on here to stage number 11. Mystery race. Got some more cruise shards there to grab. Especially the really go rough. The others apparently don't need. And some more upgrade coins. Some more races done with stop urine. We're wrapped up.
I can do this.
Let's stab that boss challenge.
This is where the real work begins. Whoa, is this fresh lacquer?
like Hercules' version, I'm not invincible, so. Got the race going.
I have to do this.
4 wheels instead of 2.
Huh, no pressure. Right. Let's see. Going for it. Oh, yeah! Here goes. That's done. I could use a lift. A little help here.
Easy dash with this stuff.
And done.
Just digging.
I could use a lift.
Zoom.
Really? Whoa!
See, got the gold crew, remember? 30 more to get out that 50. Probably be a little while. Alright, so that takes us to the last stage here for this chapter. So number 12, the boss challenge. 3, 2, 1, march. And win the race.
Trust me, I'm the right toy for this
And the
space
race is here with
never
Buzz yet, so
Move out.
mostly Jesse. Of the group, I like her probably the best. She has the nicest handling of them all.
I'm not afraid of anything.
I could win this race with my eyes closed.
A bit earlier.
Mission's complete.
Lightyear to the rescue. Alright. So rewards box here. Jesse, Twitch, junk. Just junk. Grid coins and some seed coins. Yes, that's probably something for what you said. Right. Brings the end to chapter 4 here, so we'll have 2 more chapters left to check out in the remaining season here. We'll be able to pop in next week again to wind down the last week of the season here. Chapter number 5, Jesse's Memory Lane Circuit, along with chapter number 6, Andy's Garage Grand Prix. Lots of racing to do here next week. Do the last 12 days, and then I guess 5 or so days, 6 days. Wind down the rest of the Toy Story season here in part 2, season 14.